Hello, it's Trisha from Totally Trisha here. Today I want to show you how to make the folded Christmas centrepiece, like the one I have here. And the beginning of it is not the difficult bit at all. It's perhaps when you get all the squares made together, you just want to know how to place your fabrics to get this curved cone-like shape of the Christmas centrepiece. Now I'm going to demonstrate today a smaller one. So this is just a smaller square, slightly different dimensions. It's 4.5, but slightly different measurements when we come to doing our stitching the squares together. So I've done a little bit in advance, as I usually do, so that we are quite quick. And so we'll start off with 2 squares in contrasting colours, and then a piece of, I've used H640, the fusible violin wadding, and that's 1/2 inch smaller than your square. Excuse me. And I have fused it to the back of the outer piece of the fabric. I then put right sides of fabric together, stitched around the edge with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but left a gap in the middle of one of the sides. I then clipped off my corners, turned it through, poked out the corners, and then I've top stitched close to the edge, about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, all the way around, which closed the gap and also neatened it and made it look a nice professional finish. So what I was going to do now, the next part is where we stitch them together, but we need to make some markings first of all to know exactly how we're going to stitch. So I found the halfway point along the top edge, and then I've gone 3/4 of an inch, or you could go 1 inch up the side and make a mark. And then I'm just going to use a heat erasable pen and draw that line between the 2 markers there. And then when I give that a little press at the end, that will actually go away, so you won't see that. Put my pins back here. Now the art of getting this right, I've actually made all 12 of my squares, and I've drawn my diagonal line on each of them, and I've placed them all in exactly the same position, so they're all stacked, so that mark is all stacked on top of each other. Now the first thing we'll do then is to take the top one, and you'll notice also, sorry, I haven't marked it on the other side of the fabric, it's just on that one side. So I'll then take, I've got them sat all, as I say, in the same position, have them on point, and then when you pick the next one up, you pick it from the bottom and you put the diagonal. So you line those 2 up there, and we're going to stitch along here. So by all means pin if you would like to, but I'm just going to stitch, and when I start off stitching I'm going to reverse at the beginning and just follow that line all the way down to the bottom and trim. So then I shall open out so that that's flat like that, and then I'll pick the next one up. And as I say, it's this point here at the bottom, and I'm going to put the wrong side of that. So I've just picked that up, and I'll put the wrong side of that so my points are together. Line that up, and then I've got my line drawn on the next one, which I'm going to stitch down there. So again, I will reverse at the beginning, and all the way down, and reverse at the end. And I'm going to just add one at a time, so now you can see it's taking shape, you see there. So I've still got my row of 3 all added together. I've opened them out, and then I'm picking up the next one down here. I'm going to pick this corner point here, lift that up, and I'm going to put that to the back of, so I've got wrong sides of fabric together, line that square up, and again I'm going to stitch down here. And starting off reversing at the beginning, all the way down, and trim. So I'll do one more, as I'm sure there's the back of it. You've got the idea of how it all works. So again, I've still got my pile of fabric all in the same direction, and I'm going to pick up this bottom corner here, line that up with the corners there, so the square is all in line, and stitch down my drawn line. Just make sure nothing is caught under there. what will happen when we have gone the whole way round is these bits flap one over the other. So if I pop a little binding clip there, and then I move that one to here. So at this point you can either, let's pop it this way, it's easier. That's it. Okay, and I'll put one more to give you that idea. You can either stitch those together by hand, add a button, add a bow, but you can see how that's all coming together now. So I would add all the rest of them into the circle, and there you can see that that is forming very nicely. I hope this helps. Anything else you'd like me to show you how to do, I will by all means get a little video tutorial up and running for you to see. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe by pressing the red button below, you'll be able to get notification of every new video that I do. I do intend doing more, but time doesn't always permit. Hope you've enjoyed today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.